I look forward to your votes during the roll call tomorrow night.
So you're not one of those political operatives who just jumps over to the campaign that wins at the end of the primary?
No, I'm not. I've always worked on issue-based campaigns. I am very focused. I think my biggest goal in the Bernie campaign, like many other activists that were also hired, was to really create a platform that was reflective of our movements. I'm looking to what to do next, but definitely, I am definitely not jumping onto any other campaign. I think it's going to be a tough time for us who really believe that we could elect Bernie at some point. But at the same time, we cannot forget the accomplishments that we have already done. I am really, really proud and excited at the fact that we were able to get a lot of young Latinos to go behind Bernie, and more than 70% of young Latinos have shown that they're not willing to accept the status quo anymore, and we gotta really build on that. They're waiting to be led and to be leaders as well.
I talked to another Latina, basically your counterpart on the Clinton side. And she was talking about the dangers of Trump,
Right.
For your community, more than most, maybe all.
Yeah.
So what do you have to say now about the general and those Latinos who followed Bernie? What would you say to them?
I think one of the key learnings that I got from the Bernie campaign, which at the beginning was a little bit tough, was driving a positive message. As one of the press secretaries, sometimes I would find things that I found really upsetting, and I would say, hey, can we put this out, And every time the senator would come back and say, no, we're going to stick to a positive message. And I think right now, yes, we have a horrible human being of running for president on the other side of the coin, but at the same time, people also want to hear what we have, to offer, and what Hillary has to offer, and it's not enough for me to go and tell all these people go register to vote just because of Trump being on the other side. I think they want to hear more. We've been saying in the immigrant rights movement and the immigrant community, yes, we're at the forefront of a Trump presidency. We would be the ones mostly affected. But at the same time, we also know that we did have a deportation machine under President Obama. And we want to also hear what she's going to do about that, how she's going to dismantle it. And I'm pretty sure other people, and those of us who care about other issues as well, we want to hear, what is she going to do to make sure that fair trade agreements don't continue forward? Is she really going to make sure that we have free education for our young people and universal health care? And, we want to hear about that, not only about how horrible Trump is. I think most of us have an idea that is the reality.
Did you have an opportunity to consult with Bernie Sanders on his decision about whether to endorse Hillary Clinton and basically play ball as much as he has?
No, I personally didn't. I think that he was in a tough position, right? I believed and I wanted this man to be president because I believed in what he was doing, and I think he's very strategic. He said it since the beginning, right, that he was going to support the person who was going to be the nominee for the Democratic Party. It wasn't a secret. It wasn't something that we didn't know. But he also said something very important and very key, and that was that all of this was not about him. And I think we all need to remember that, right? He made a decision, and he has moved forward with that decision. I think right now we are feeling so much inside of us because we are in the middle of this. We were not necessarily used to being around folks from the other campaign or folks who don't necessarily perhaps see the world maybe the same way that we see it. And I can feel it, right? And being in the floor of the convention, perhaps feeling like we're not treated the same way, I can see that. We got to go through that. We got to feel that. But I think the day after that convention or a week after that convention, we got to come back together and figure out how to strategically move forward in a way in which we don't elect someone who's going to hurt our communities. But at the same time, we can figure out a way in which an election does not become a fear tactic. That, it's not about feeling fearful towards someone, but rather feeling motivated towards someone. And it's not for us, but it's for millions of people who right now are not even engaged in politics. At this point, we gotta be smart and strategic about it. I right now don't have an answer because I'm feeling that as well inside of me. But I think eventually, as a movement that we created, we need to come together again and figure out how to move forward and hold the Democratic Party accountable